Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Triple IPA time. It's good times. From our friends at Monkish Brewing in Torrance, California. This is Bonita. This is the double dry hopped version of Biggie, and I figured this would be appropriate for us to drink today. Today is March 9th, 2019, which marks the 22nd anniversary of when Christopher Wallace was senselessly killed. Fucking terrible. It's crazy because he was March 9th. I think Tupac was killed like he died September 15th of the year before that, so like in a 7-month span, we lost both of them. And back then, like, that was before internet, right? So like people were freaking out. Everyone had like these crazy conspiracy theories. I remember just like going to school and everyone talking about it. It was a really weird time, a dark time, a shitty time. So 10.1% on this one. El Dorado and Galaxy, I think, is this beer. I reviewed Biggie when they first released it a couple years ago now. It had to be. I wasn't the biggest fan of that beer. I mean, I remember liking it, but after having had JFK to LAX, I didn't think it was as good as that beer was. They released it again, I think, last year, and I got a can of that and never drank it. It's still sitting in my fridge. I have like a year-old can of Biggie, I think. Oh, actually, I might have drank that. I remember liking it more the second time, but it was really, really old. But this is a little bit of Team Old IPA. This was canned on February 4th, and it says Applebum. I don't know why they changed this to Bonita. It's I think a Bonita Applebum. That's a Tribe Called Quest reference, I think. Don't know why they decided to change the name or go away from Biggie and call it like Can't You See or something. Don't know why they did that. Henry, why'd you do that? No idea. Let's get into this one. It's been over a week since we've done a beer review. It's been over a week since we've had a beer. My birthday nearly killed me. This beer, before I forget, comes courtesy of my man Craig. Thank you, sir. I love you. You are a saint when it comes to monkish beers. I appreciate you. This smells really, really good just from the glass sitting here. It is that gorgeous lemonade-y, like light orange color finger of just like a fluffy white head. It looks absolutely awesome in that boombox glassware. This is an old glass. I used to do all of like the hip hop reference beers. I mean, most of them are, but out of this glass. And then they started releasing Tiku glasses, but I still love this glassware. It's awesome. Proper glassware makes beer taste better. It's a true story. Try it if you haven't yet. Shove our nose in this one. Yeah, so this has like that super candy sugary smell. It's got like, I mean, it's Galaxy. It's got that just crazy overripe pineapple thing. But I think it's like to that sweet almost. I think I'm smelling booze. I mean, it's 10%. And I want to say when I drank Biggie the first time, I talked about that. Yeah, I mean, just think of taking the most overripe pineapple and just like rolling it in sugar and just letting it sit. I imagine that's what that would smell like. It's got that like syrupy sweetness thing. I mean, this is over a month in the can, which isn't a big deal with Monkish when it comes to double dry hop beers, but this, it does. It smells really, really sweet. And it's not like that bready malty sweetness. I think it is. I think it's like a sort of alcoholic sweetness, but just like intense, like sweet, sugary pineapple candy. I mean, that's all I'm really smelling. El Dorado, I mean, it's an old school hop, isn't it? I don't really remember like what you get from El Dorado. This is mainly what I'm getting is just crazy sweet pineapple. Like sugary, really sweet. So let's go and taste it. Craig, thank you, sir. Cheers. And the taste follows nose, exactly. This beer is crazy sweet. But it's not like boozy hot. I was expecting to like get some sort of like, not to say like booze burn, but some sort of like burn from as sweet as this beer was smelling, just because I've experienced that with the, like when you think of a beer like how Molotovish was the first time, that beer was hot and it had that crazy intense sweetness. That doesn't have like the warmth going down, but If you have to like sweet beers to like this beer, it's crazy sweet. I keep saying that, but it is. It's just crazy, crazy overripe pineapple, like pineapple hard candy. Maybe there is a little bit of booze that I'm tasting. It's not warming in my chest, but there's something on my tongue that's saying this beer is 10%. There is that kind of monkish little bit of bitterness, but I just think the sweetness takes over that. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the first beer I've had in 8 days. Like, maybe I'm just noticing it. Maybe my palate's sensitive. I guess typically you don't just be like, oh, I haven't had a beer in 8 days. I'm going to drink a 10% triple IPA, but I decided to do that. And I think maybe my palate's just sensitive to it. Yeah, there's like that twinge of booze. I do like I like the Galaxy in this though. I like the pineapple. Like, I wish it wasn't as sweet, but it's a 10% beer. Like, that's just the way it goes. I will say the mouthfeel's creamy. It's got that awesome full mouthfeel. But yeah, as this is warming in my hand, it's getting super boozy. So I'm having like flashbacks to Biggie. Same thing with this one. Like, I talked about how I think I had said like I liked the Galaxy part of it, the pineapple part, that tropical fruitiness, but that kind of syrupy, sweet, boozy thing just isn't my thing these days. This beer's cold. I mean, I took it right out of the fridge. I tell you guys, I always drink triple IPAs cold like that. It's a good beer. It's just, this is not my this is not my style anymore. 4 or 5 years ago, I probably been like, give me 7 of those, because I wanted that crazy, over the top, as you know, intense and boozy beers as I could get. But these days, that's just not what I'm looking for. Doesn't mean it's a bad beer. It's not a bad beer by any means, but you just have to love sweet beers, intense, big, syrupy, thick beers to enjoy this one. So I'm not mad at it. I just 10% crazy boozy IPAs, just not where I'm at these days, and I'm okay with that. Again, doesn't mean it's a bad beer. I enjoy this. It's just one of those things where a can of this is more than enough, and I got one of these, and that's all I need for the rest of my life. So that's Bonita from Monkish. Craig, thanks so much for sending this one, my friend. I appreciate you. If you guys have had it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Maybe it was different, fresh. Like I said, this has 5 weeks on it, but I thought it was appropriate for today. You got any fun Biggie Small stories? What's your favorite Biggie Small song? Let's talk about it. I love him. He's on my Mount Rushmore of hip-hop artists. He's definitely in my top 4. I haven't figured out my 4th person yet, but he's one of the 4. So that's it. I'm out here, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse, so I can bring bad news to all these crews who